Ellen, we go so far back. Don't tell these people how far back we go.
I know, but I wear t-shirts. I don't know what that means. Anyway, all right, let's
I mean,
do all that.
Okay,
All right.
I could do it. Take two if the joke didn't work. I
No,
mean, I don't want no problem.
No, it's okay.
No, hold on.
hey, so
Now, what time would your party start, let's say?
like 9:30.
Really, that early?
Yeah.
I could make that.
Yeah.
But I could think of you of starting a party at like midnight. Like what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party.
Uh-huh.
No, it'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And then, you know, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel.
And then it will carry on there?
Yeah. Then No, I mean the after party.
No, I know.
Nobody expected the courtroom to go silent that day. Not like that. The judge had already heard hours of testimony, the kind that makes people uncomfortable in their seats. Names were whispered, faces tightened. And then came the moment that sent shockwaves far beyond those courtroom walls. A recording was played, a voice many people recognized instantly. And suddenly, one of daytime television's most powerful and protected figures was pulled into a storm she never thought would touch her.
Yo, Ellen, we go so far back. Don't tell these people how far back we go.
I know, but I wear t-shirts. I don't know what that means. Anyway, all right, let's
I mean,
do all that.
Okay,
All right.
I could do it. Take two if the joke didn't work. I
No,
mean, I don't want no problem.
No, it's okay.
No, hold on.
hey, so
People say this is the moment everything changed, because once that audio finished playing, nothing about the story felt the same anymore. According to online reports and courtroom chatter, the judge paused longer than usual. Some say he looked shaken. Others claim he leaned forward, asked for clarification, and then quietly requested paperwork. That's when the rumors exploded. Rumors that an arrest warrant had been ordered, and not just for anyone, but for Ellen DeGeneres. Now, before we go any further, let's be clear. These are claims circulating online, discussed by commentators and debated heavily by the public. But what matters here isn't just whether it's true or not. What matters is why so many people are suddenly willing to believe it.
What time do you stay up till?
I stay up till like maybe 6 in the morning. I'm back up at like 10:30, 11.
6 in the morning. What do you do every night till 6 in the morning? You don't go to clubs every night.
No, I mean, I make love a lot. And, no,
That's my favorite answer ever.
Yeah. I told you when I came on the show I was going to be completely honest and expose myself to the world.
Because when you rewind the story, when you connect the dots, when you really listen to the whispers that never fully went away, this moment starts to feel like it was a long time coming. For years, Ellen DeGeneres was America's comfort blanket. She danced into living rooms every afternoon, smiling, joking, making celebrities look human and everyday people feel seen. She built an empire on kindness, or at least that's what we were told. Her show was marketed as a safe space, a place of joy, a place where pain didn't exist. But behind the scenes, cracks were forming.
He was on Ellen and Ellen was being canceled. People were looking at him saying, why are you supporting this woman? And I think that is just a lot of pressure. Human beings are not designed to handle that much pressure. And when I was talking about my experience, his face was like, I know. And he was just like, it's a lot.
And one man stood right in the middle of it all, Stephen "Twitch" Boss. Twitch wasn't just a DJ on Ellen's show, he was its heartbeat, the energy, the warmth, the guy who made the smiles feel real. Viewers adored him because he felt genuine, like someone you could trust. He was a husband, a father, a dancer with a light that seemed impossible to dim. And that's why, when news broke of his passing, people didn't just feel sad, they felt confused, because it didn't make sense. In the months before his passing, Twitch looked happy on the outside. Anniversary posts, family photos, plans for the future. According to those close to him, he was still dreaming, still moving forward.
As you may have heard, this summer there were allegations of a toxic work environment at our show. And then there was an investigation. I learned that things happened here that never should have happened. I take that very seriously, and I want to say I am so sorry to the people who were affected. I know that I'm in a position of privilege and power, and I realize that with that comes responsibility, and I take responsibility for what happens at my show. This is the Ellen DeGeneres Show. I am Ellen DeGeneres. My name is there. My name is there. My name is on underwear. We have had a lot of conversations over the last few weeks about the show, our workplace, and what we want for the future. We have made the necessary changes, and today we are starting a new chapter.
So when authorities ruled his death a suicide, many fans struggled to accept it. And that's where the questions began. Quiet at first, then louder, then impossible to ignore. Around the same time, the image of Ellen DeGeneres was already under fire. Former employees had come forward accusing her show of fostering a toxic work environment. Stories of fear, intimidation, and silence filled headlines. Ellen apologized publicly, but for many people, the damage was already done. The mask had slipped, and suddenly people started looking back at everything with new eyes, including her relationship with Twitch.
So tell me about your birthday party. Am I invited?
Yes. Yes, you're definitely invited. I invite you to all my parties. You just haven't seemed to show up.
No, well, is it on the East Coast?
Yes.
Well, that's why. Why don't you have one here on the West Coast? Because I work all the time.
Okay, well, maybe I have one.
They worked side by side for years, traveled together, celebrated together. He was everywhere she was, which meant he saw things, heard things, experienced things the audience never did. And according to online speculation, that's where this story takes a darker turn, because whispers began circulating that Twitch knew more than he ever let on, that he had seen the ugly side of Hollywood, that he may have been exposed to things he didn't sign up for. Then came the name that keeps showing up in every version of this story, Diddy. For years, Diddy's parties have been the subject of rumors, exclusive, secretive, invitation-only gatherings where phones weren't welcome and silence was expected. Again, these are allegations and internet speculation, not proven facts. But what raised eyebrows was how often Ellen and Diddy crossed paths publicly. Interviews, jokes about parties that start after midnight, moments that seemed harmless back then but feel strange in hindsight. People online began asking uncomfortable questions. Was Twitch ever present at those events? Did he witness something he couldn't unsee? Did he record something, maybe without realizing how dangerous that could be? These questions stayed in the shadows until Diddy's legal troubles pushed everything back into the spotlight. According to court watchers and social media commentators, during Diddy's recent trial proceedings, prosecutors introduced several pieces of digital evidence, most of it sealed, most of it heavily protected. But then came the recording, the one allegedly linked to Twitch, the one people claim was stored, hidden, or forgotten until now. Those who say they've heard descriptions of the audio claim it wasn't flashy, no screaming, no chaos, just a calm, uneasy voice describing things that didn't sit right, names mentioned casually, events described without drama, which somehow made them more chilling. And when Ellen's name allegedly surfaced in connection with that recording, the room reportedly shifted.
It was a really scary moment in my life to figure that out, but it also helped me process that he was going through so much and he was hiding so much, and there must have been a lot of shame in that. And he was wrestling with a lot inside himself, and he was trying to self-medicate and cope with all those feelings because he didn't want to put it on any.
Here's where the story really explodes, because according to viral reports and legal commentators online, the judge allegedly requested immediate review of Ellen's involvement, subpoenas, records, communications, and then the word nobody expected started trending: warrant. Social media ran wild, headlines screamed, comment sections turned into battlegrounds. Some people said this was justice finally catching up. Others said it was outrageous, a witch hunt built on rumors and grief. But one thing was clear: Ellen DeGeneres was no longer untouchable. What nobody expected was how deeply this would cut emotionally. Because for many fans, this wasn't just about celebrity drama. It felt personal. People had trusted Ellen. They had trusted the show. They had trusted the smiles. And now they were left wondering if the man they loved, Twitch, had been silently carrying a burden too heavy to survive. According to statements from family members and interviews given after his death, Twitch struggled privately. Journals reportedly revealed inner pain he never shared publicly. There were references to trauma, pressure, and secrets he didn't want to place on anyone else's shoulders. He didn't want to be a burden. He didn't want to disappoint anyone. So he carried it alone. His wife, Allison Hoker, later spoke about discovering items she never knew existed: substances, notes, journals. Her interviews divided public opinion. Some felt she was being honest. Others felt she shared too much. Family members reportedly pushed back, saying the narrative being painted didn't fully reflect who Twitch was. Tension grew. NDAs were mentioned. Access to children became a point of conflict. And suddenly, grief turned into fracture. If the recording is real, if it truly exists, then the emotional weight becomes even heavier, because that would mean Twitch wasn't just battling inner demons, he may have been protecting people or trying to process something he never should have been exposed to in the first place. And now, years later, his voice is allegedly being played in a courtroom while the people he once stood beside are forced to listen. That's haunting. As for Ellen, her silence has been loud. No lengthy statements, no emotional monologues, just distance, retreat. Some say she saw this coming. Others say she's blindsided and furious. But the public mood has shifted. Sympathy isn't automatic anymore. People want answers. The emotional impact of this story goes far beyond one courtroom or one celebrity. It's about power, about silence, about how often people in Hollywood smile through pain because telling the truth feels more dangerous than staying quiet. It's about a man who brought joy to millions while quietly breaking inside. And it's about what happens when the truth, real or alleged, refuses to stay buried. Families are left with questions that may never be answered. Fans are left replaying old clips, looking for signs they missed. And the industry is once again forced to confront its darkest corners. So where does this leave us? Maybe with more questions than answers. Maybe with the uncomfortable realization that we don't really know the people we watch every day. Or maybe with a warning that kindness as a brand doesn't always mean kindness behind closed doors. If the judge truly ordered further action, if that recording truly exists, then this story isn't over, not even close. And if it turns out to be exaggerated or false, then it still says something powerful about how trust has eroded, because people are willing to believe it. At the center of it all is Twitch's voice, calm, quiet, possibly recorded without knowing it would one day shake an entire industry. Whether this leads to justice, controversy, or silence once again, one thing is undeniable: his story still matters. And as this unfolds, as names are dragged into the light and whispers grow louder, the world is watching, because the truth has a way of surfacing no matter how long it's buried. And when it does, it rarely arrives gently. So the question remains, was this just another tragic loss? Or was Twitch trying to tell us something all along? Let me know what you think.